Hey everybody, thanks for checking out another video. Before the video begins, I do want to say my audio sounds a little bit bad on this one. I'm working on investing into a mic so you guys can hear me more clearly, but still, me and Galen worked hard on this video, and I think it was really creative. I think it's come out at a good time, especially with Sonic 3 being announced, and we knew that Shadow was like gonna be in the next movie, as well as like just our love for Sonic Adventure 2, as well as Shadow the Hedgehog. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll let myself and Galen take it away from here.
My ears.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Everything Anime Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shinry, and my guest today is.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Silver, and let's jet set this radio.
Wrong thing, Galen. Wrong thing.
Oh, that's right. We're talking about a different Dreamcast game today.
Yes, we're talking about Sonic, which I think both of us love Sonic, right? Let's start with this. What's your relationship with Sonic? Like, how did you start playing Sonic?
So I've basically been into Sonic like my whole life. You know, I grew up having a Sega Genesis. I actually remember growing up watching other people play Sonic before I ever got a Genesis. So
Right, I think I did too. I think I watched it like other people because like I do remember like seeing the Sonic game, but I never played the old school ones.
They're pretty available nowadays, and pretty much like, you know, my best friend growing up. You know, it's kind of I've been along for the ride basically my whole life. So it's like, you know, if
Right, like the old, if you want to play the old ones, it's like Sonic Generations, right? Or is it like
no, so Generations is more like the 20th anniversary special. If you want to play the classic games, you can actually they got the Sonic Origins collection. Disclaimer: I'm not
nice.
sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Sega, though I wish I
Me
was.
neither. Oh, that would be dope. That would be cool. Call me. All right, guys. Today's video is specifically about what we want to see in Sonic 3. Now, this idea came because we both are fans of Sonic Adventure 2. Well, I guess it's just Sonic Adventure 2.
And pretty much just me, and just kind of in general. And over the past, you know, like we've had our rough times, but you know, like the multimedia content especially has just been like really, like it has just been coming out with mostly bangers. So
true. Well, see what I want them to do though, because this is going to be like a Shadow origin story as well as like Shadow's like introduction into the live action verse. I want them to take inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle and not Shadow the Hedgehog. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's definitely a common misconception among non-fans.
Oh,
but
God, yes.
You know, we are kind of in the middle of I've been saying it for a while. We were kind of in the middle of a Shadow renaissance right now. You know, because you know his appearance in Prime, which is despite brief.
Yeah. Which I actually like. I don't think I think if you're a newcomer, they don't really introduce him in a not in a proper way. It's more like a Shadow. Sonic kind of just like ones off him. He's like, oh yeah, this guy hates me or something like that. I forgot exactly what he said word for word, but it was something like that.
Yeah, I think if maybe like if that same animation studio could like, you know, have a more like focused plot to work with, I feel like it'd be really good. Like, you know, like the Sonic IDW comics nowadays. Those are I've praised those to death. So
nice. I haven't read them, but you showed me them though. You showed me.
What they did with Shadow in the recent arc is really good. It's like they go to a Eggman City that's constantly like rebuilding itself, and Shadow almost had a self-sacrifice moment until my boy Silver came in and says, "Who the hell are you? You are the ultimate life form." It's like
nice.
Like it's definitely great when they humanize Shadow, which is definitely something I do want to see in the movie.
Which is what Sonic Adventure 2 did, which is why it's going to be used as a gameplay for this video as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you start with your first point, and then hopefully I can come back to what I was about to say eventually.
Okay, okay.
So
So number one, I'm going with music choices. Now, I think we can both agree. I think the movie should open up with City Escape. It's iconic. Sonic should jump
yes,
out of the helicopter and say, like, no TV, no, oh, what did he say? No movie, no food. I'm out
no
of here.
fruity movies. I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and you can even have like Knuckles and Tails running next to him, like change it up. But I think it should open with City Escape. Do you have any other music choices you'd add in there in the movie?
Not specifically. Maybe I would rather them generally take more inspiration from the adventure era with like the Jun Sonoe's like rock, because Sonic has always been like synonymous with rock music. Sonic is a
Like
free
Live and
spirit,
Learn?
like live and learn. Yes, though for the final
That would
boss.
be yeah,
For the final
exactly,
boss,
dude.
obviously that they have to, they should use live and learn for the final boss. I do
I
believe
I
that.
will sing in the theater if they do. I will sing in the theater. I will clap. I will yell. I'll probably scream. All
They
in no specific order.
in no specific orders. Third.
Yeah, I would probably just fly to Daytona just to see it with y'all. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
my
no,
music
no.
choices would definitely be City Escape and Live and Learn. At some point in the movie. No, beginning, definitely City Escape, like open with City Escape, ending Live and Learn, and the final boss, whether it's Eggman, whether we're fighting, I think it was you called it
The
Project Shadow?
it's the prototype of the ultimate life form. It's the biolizard. After
Right, that.
it basically like merges itself with the arc and pulls it down manually.
Right, right.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then
So anything else
it
on music choices?
now yeah, in general, as long as I want them to take more of a rock approach instead of the pop the patented same 12 songs they picked from for Sonic 2.
Right. Okay. Okay.
It's like that's something that always bugged me. That's one of the only things that actually bugged me with movie 2 was it's like, oh god, why did they use this song? The Sonic music library has plenty of like variety to the point where you could literally replace that with anything else.
Well, they kind of did that with the Super Mario Brothers movie. Like they had the traditional Mario Brothers movie. They made it kind of like hip hop ish, but you could still recognize that it was Mario Brothers movie, Mario Brothers
Yeah,
music. Whereas like usually in these video game movies, they're using like generic, like you said, pop music. But it's not even related to the game or anything.
yeah. Like
Okay.
just let
Okay.
basically what they did to my localizations for my DDR games on the PS2.
Oh man, it's terrible. I'm sorry
Ah,
about that.
they're totally unrelated. All right,
Okay.
next point.
Do
Next,
you want to bring up point two?
are we talking about Maria?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about Maria. So I'll
Um,
let you start out with this one.
so it does kind of lead into our point after this, but obviously they need to introduce Maria. I don't know who they're gonna get to play Maria, but Maria is
Oh,
an
right. I didn't
absolutely
think about that.
vital. Maria is a vital part of Shadow's character. It's literally like even Maria is so important to Shadow as a character. Like even when she's not
She
mentioned, you can tell she
humanizes
had
him,
it.
right?
Yeah, like even when she's never mentioned in certain games, like you can obviously tell like he is who he is because of her.
Right,
So
right.
we should be
Should
able
we should
to.
we talk about her like who she is? Like she's the granddaughter of Dr. Gerald Robotnik,
Yes.
and
So
well,
I'm
this
not
yeah,
sure.
it kind of like what you said. It's going to go into number three. I'll try to keep it brief before bringing up number three. But she was like something happened to her, and Shadow misconstrued what she said, and he's out for like revenge for her, right?
Yes. So Maria's actual like importance as like importance in general goes deeper than what the game ever talks about. So Maria was diagnosed with, I don't remember what the disease is, but it basically it's so bad that she has to live in space.
Oh
So
damn, I didn't
basically
know that part actually.
Shadow was created not as a weapon, but Shadow was created in an attempt to create life and hopefully become a cure for said disease.
Oh damn, that's pretty dope. Yeah, that makes her essential to this. So I know a lot of people that didn't play Sonic Adventure 2 or feel like they don't want to play it to learn this.
So I feel like
I think
they
it's important.
I think only really the comics went into that like a deep, but I think they should
Mhm.
incorporate that into that's I think that's something they need to mention in like a movie flashback in movie 3 or something, cuz
She can even be in the beginning. Like before we get to Cityscape, we could probably like, get like a scattered memory of Shadow, like just kind of like flashes. Like you see Maria, you see Shadow in a pod, and then you see what happens to Maria,
Yeah.
which is
Make
again
it
gonna go into number three.
like so for us who have played the games already, like yeah, obviously we're gonna know what she really meant, but maybe they need to make it a little bit. They need to do a good job of making it more ambiguous for people who
Right,
have
right. Like make him misconstrue what she said.
yeah like they did in the game, but make it a little bit more ambiguous.
Right, right. Okay, okay.
Because the
Anything
way
else for number two? Go ahead.
for Maria, obviously, I think we need to see her getting gunned down or at least like close to it, as much as they
Right.
can get away with, and that kind of can lead into our third point.
All right. So our third point is tonal balance. I
Yes.
think, well, we think this movie should be darker. Not like
Not
rated R, but like
not out of the edge. Not out of the edge.
right, right. Yeah, not Shadow the Hedgehog. We need like because
Like
Sonic Adventure 2, it did handle that game. Because for one, Dr. Joe Robotnik, like you said earlier, he the bio lizard attaches itself to the earth to crash into Earth. Like the Earth is gonna be destroyed.
and
That's why
that was a fail. Actually, I forgot to mention that is a fail safe on Gerald Robotnik's on Gerald's part
yes.
because
And even
like
Eggman thought that was too far. Like Eggman was like, "Whoa, I did not know he was going to destroy the planet."
like go for him it was like, well, how am I supposed to conquer the planet if there's no planet to conquer?
Good.
But that's besides the point though. That's besides the point.
True, true.
But yeah, like
Go ahead.
it's like I feel like they really shouldn't pull too far back on like the it can be a bit of a conscious warfare kind of. It's like, oh, what's kind of a what's really right?
Like yeah, like how we said, Shadows. He's going to misconstrue what she said, so he might have like this darker path that he goes down until he realizes that um he's like this isn't what she meant. And
Like, and but it's like it can't just be a one and done pep talk like in Sonic 2. Maybe he'll try, but it won't work the same way it did with Knuckles.
okay, right, right. I have a good point to gunning down Maria, like how we said they should show it, but not really show it. Now I know you're not a huge fan of My Hero Academia, but in the third movie, World Mission, they actually show a gun down scene. Like you don't see the people getting hit, but you see like bullets flying. I think
Yeah,
they could do something like that.
something like that.
Like don't
As
show her getting hit, just show them firing, and then like she like hits the button that sends Shadow to Earth. You know what I mean?
honestly, the way they do it in Sonic Adventure 2, it's pretty. That's pretty much about like the kind of level they could do with it.
Right, right.
I think for Gerald's execution though, I think that's something.
Did we see that in the game though? Like, I mean, I know he was in
Uh,
the chair, but we didn't see it though, right?
we saw him in the chair, and then we hear them say, "Is there anything else you'd like to say?" And then he says no, and then you hear the gunfire.
That that could be fine too. Or they could do like an electric sound, like the electric chair, like just a buzzing noise. But not just a
That'd be
darker,
pretty dark. That'd be pretty dark. I'm not gonna lie.
but not just a darker story. What about character balance? Because character balance has to do with like tonal balance too. I think we need to scrap these, give these human characters 5 minutes max. And the reason I say that is because Sonic Adventure 2, once that wedding scene started, it went on way too
Yeah.
long.
Uh, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with Tom the cop. I'm not sure if they're gonna have him try to be a little bit more involved this
Don't forget his
time.
wife. His wife's been in it too. It's not just Tom the cop. His wife's been in every movie
See,
too.
that's I feel like that's just purely for like celebrity recognition.
True, true.
But
I family. It's the sister. It's her boyfriend.
yeah,
Unless his boyfriend is still in the gun.
we don't need any of that. We don't need no
All right.
distractions from the plot, please, because Sonic Adventure 2 story is basically just long enough to fit into the movie time frame. maybe with a little bit of extra time to work with, but that time should be used to basically fill in some of the gaps that the game left behind.
Right, right. Speaking of character balance, that also leads us into number 4. Do you want to bring that one up?
Amy and Rouge, two of the
Uh,
one of the characters that was introduced in the game, and the other one that is super important to Shadow's character revolution.
well, they're both important, right? Because in my opinion, Amy is important, and I'm going to say
See,
the reason why. But you have a better reason for Rouge. I have a good reason for Amy. What I want for Amy, since she's not been introduced in the movieverse, I want her to go up to Shadow and think that he's Sonic and say, "You're not Sonic." I know it's kind of corny, but I mean, it's a line from the game and it would fit. She just sees the back of Shadow. She's like, "Sonic, I'm in love with you. I'm a fan," or something. Like, she knows he saved the world. And then Shadow turns around. She's like, "You're not Sonic." And I think that works for
classic.
me. But what
I
about you? You have something too, right?
see, given how they've written Amy in the Sonic Prime and the Sonic comics, I feel like that would kind of be shooting her in the foot a little bit.
Yeah, no, just as her first introduction. She can have more though.
Yeah, because one thing they've really like played up is, despite the fact that she's the normal one of the group, quote unquote, Amy's like compassion, like pretty much carries
Right.
her on the same
They
level
showed that a
as
lot.
like Amy's
Uh,
compassion is what compels her to basically stand alongside everybody else.
that's what, yeah, because that's what they show a lot in Sonic Prime, which I think they do a good job of.
Yes.
With Amy's compassion. But what about Rouge?
Um. Well, Rouge SA2 was the game that introduced her. She needs to be there because she becomes one of Shadow's best friends. Like, they're literally partners.
But you were telling me the other day that there is a specific level that like she's part of the reason that Shadow became good because like what's that level called? Like security lock, security gate?
Oh, Security Hall. Yes, that one.
Yes, that.
Yeah,
So
because
weren't you saying like she's important because of that scene? Like they should have that?
oh, I forgot about that actually. Because because he was about to leave her there, and then he remembered Maria, and then his theme kicks in. He's like has that. Oh, I can't just leave her behind. But
Hey, that goes back to what we said about Maria number 2. That could be the moment he realized what she actually said. You know, the whole beginning of the movie, he's misconstrued what she said. He's gathering the Chaos Emeralds because I think that's what he was doing on that island. Anyway, he's getting a Chaos Emerald from her. But
yeah,
then, as you said, Maria helped him
but yeah,
remember.
but yeah, she got locked inside the gate, and then that can also make the viewer question, oh, maybe he's not such a such a edge lord or a anti-hero as he seems.
An idea just popped in my head. You know why Amy and Rouge go to good together in this scene?
Yeah,
Amy is the love interest for Sonic. Rouge is the love interest for Knuckles. I'm telling you, it works. You could have 2 love interests, one for Sonic, one for Knuckles. I don't know about Tails, but I mean, it works. And then also, speaking of Rouge, he can be introduced with Gun. Like they can be like, "Hey, I saw something flying around in the ceiling or something like that." Rouge the bat comes down, and they're like, "Hey, we arrest you, but if you want to work with us and capture the others like you, then you know." Um,
yeah, because that's how they.
I
That's
just want
kind
to
of
think of
how.
a creative way. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
because
go ahead.
that's kind of how they did it in Sonic X, if you remember. Like in SA2, they
I
never really
love Sonic
explained.
X.
I need to watch that. I need to rewatch Sonic X subbed, of course. Anyway,
Oh
yeah, because
yeah.
SA2 never really explains how Rouge joined Gun, but Sonic X does. So if they want to go the extra mile and take a page from that book,
Yeah, it would give her reason. Well, Gunn already needs to be in the movie, but give her a reason to be in the movie. And then she can be like, they'll be like, hey, we want you to sneak into Eggman's like base or team and figure out what he's up to. And that's how you get the dynamic with Rouge, Shadow, and Eggman. Like they don't know that she's a gun agent, but like we know she's a gun agent and she's acting like a double agent, like a spy, but she comes to care about Shadow, as you said, and Eggman just probably doesn't know the difference that she's with Gun, which I don't think he did in the game anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember because I know Shadow found out caught her red-handed while she was extracting data, but I'm not sure if Eggman ever actually figured that out. I don't even remember that even comes up.
No, I don't think it did. I don't think it did.
It's kind of irrelevant though, because at that point the things are already starting to get moving.
Right, right.
All right, let's see.
Anything else on Rouge and Amy?
I feel like I'm forgetting something. I just wish I just hope Amy doesn't take more of a backseat because like basically in SA2, you know, you see her, she's kind of in the background until her moment to shine and have Shadow remember what Maria actually wanted. I just kind of hope she gets a
Right,
little bit
right.
more to do than that.
Same.
Other than
Okay.
that, as long as they pretty much do as long as they do right by Rouge, then that's pretty much it on that front.
All right. So number 5, should Shadow die? In my opinion, I think Shadow's sacrifice is important. One, it made me cry as a kid. Two, I mean, I'm not saying that'd be the end of Shadow's story because we know that did so it turned out that Shadow wasn't a clone, but there are other clones of the Ultimate Life Form Shadow. But I
Yes,
think it would be ambiguous to like end
exact
it with us thinking Shadow's dead.
because that's exactly how what they did with Sonic Adventure 2 the game. Because when Sonic Adventure 2 came out, the future of Sega and Sonic Team as a whole was like super up in the air. So they ended it like that because they weren't sure what was going to happen in the future.
Okay. That's
And then we got
yeah.
Sonic Heroes, and then it kind of started bringing up questions and not answering them intentionally.
Facts.
Because eventually, Shadow decides it doesn't matter whether I'm the real or not. I decide who I am.
That's true.
If the world chooses to become my enemy, I'll fight like I always have.
Oh, what about Shadow's voice actor? Do you?
Uh
I think I would love for the original guy, just because I'm attached to that voice. I'd love for the original guy to do it. But I think you had an idea of who Shadow's voice actor, or who you would choose Shadow's voice actor to be, right?
uh I know everybody a lot of people are clamoring for Keanu Reeves, but in a perfect world, Jason Griffith would come back to voice Shadow. That's just where I'm at, but
I think Keanu Reeves would make me laugh too much. I don't think I'd do Keanu Reeves. I think I could just see me laughing too much. But I agree with. But so, which one has Jason Griffith done? Like, is it one of the Shadow games I played?
Jason Griffith was the voice actor for both Sonic and Shadow from Sonic X all the way to Black Knight. So between 2004 and 2010, I believe it was.
Okay.
So
Well, I like Sonic
and
X, so
like
I could definitely.
in that time frame, like you like over time, you could really like hear like the voice actors like growing into the characters more and more until Sega decided not to renew their 4Kids contract.
Right, right.
Uh, I
Okay.
miss Jason. I miss Jason. I miss Jason so much.
And the last one is teasers. What kind of teaser do you think they should do for the end of the movie? If and that's well, I know Jim Carrey said he wanted to be done after this one. He would only come back if he gets a fat suit. But if they were to continue it, what do you think a teaser should be?
Uh, my instinctive choice, my gut feeling is silver, but I feel like I don't. It's either. I think I'm gonna have to go with silver because like after SA2, like Sonic, despite the results from it, obviously Sonic 06 was supposed to be the next big thing that we were waiting for, and
Mhm.
despite the game being what it is, we all know it exists. It happened. It's over with, but Silver would still be a really cool inclusion to have next. Maybe they could be, if they don't want to pull from the '06 storyline with that, they can do something more original with that. I'm okay with that, as long as they keep his w- like as long as they get his character and story right.
Okay. I have an idea as well. I think they should introduce Metal Sonic. And here's how they would do it. So Gun after seeing Shadow, because Shadow was created by Dr. Robotnik, not by Galen, they're like, hey, like one of the scientists comes up and is like, hey, I've been working on something since all these headshots keep popping up. I call it Project Metal. And just in the movie, don't tease Metal Sonic, just say, I'm working on a project. I'm calling it Project Metal. I think that would make the whole everybody go crazy. Because Sonic Prime, I thought that was gonna be Metal Sonic, but it was something else. It was like Robot Sonic. They called it something else. It wasn't officially Metal Sonic, but like I feel like they're teasing up the Metal
Yeah,
Sonic.
yeah, they did. Because I saw the episode where they teased it. I didn't keep watching it after that. I have to finish that.
Nice, nice.
Um, I'm.
So what would you
I,
think? So my
I,
opinion on Silver. I'm not talking your opinion, then I want you to talk on my opinion. As I do Silver, I don't know since I never beat Sonic 06, but past the first level, I can't comment. But I would say because he's a time traveler, he could just randomly come back and say something more like related to the time. He's like the future's in trouble or something, and just in the movie. So what would you say to my Metal Sonic idea?
admittedly, like for a moment, I was torn on the whole. Oh, gun didn't make metal. Eggman did, but then I thought about it. It's like, okay, that'd be a pretty cool twist. And then I actually had an idea.
Right.
What if Eggman was kind of like working on metal, and then one of the scientists from Gun picked up the project and actually did more work on it?
That could do a Rouge steals from. Okay, so we know how you remember how we said Rouge is a gun agent. What if the files Shadow catches are still say something about like Project Metal or Metal? Because I don't want to say Metal Sonic. I just want to say like something metal. And then like she steals that. Shadow catches her. He doesn't know what she has, but he catches her like stealing something. She does take it back to gun, gives it the gun, and that then it continues how like you're saying it, like that's how they get their hands on it. They stole it from Eggman.
From a writing perspective, that's actually like a really cool, blink and you miss it kind of thing.
True, true.
They
I mean,
hint at it. Like
right, right,
they hint at it, but then only it's like to actually bring it back later. That's
right. Yeah,
like kind
well,
of after,
clever foreshadowing and stuff.
because like it could be a sort of a blink and you miss it moment because like we're already caught up in what's going on with the story and everything.
Hmm.
So and it kind of encourages people to want to see the movie again to see, oh shit, did I miss something?
Right, right. Okay. Well, that's the end of our list. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today, Galen. This was a great video. I hope we do more. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Uh, I got nothing. I thought I had something for this. I disappoint myself.
No, no worries. Well, we'll definitely be back with future videos. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that's all for us for now.
Take care, guys.
Hey guys, this video was sponsored by me, the author of the Shinry series, the Chronicles of Wayne, and Monsterverse. So I figured I'd do this outro a little bit different by showing you guys what you guys will be checking out. So, the Shinry series starts with Book 1, Shobu Samurai Project Aryoku. 10 years after the death of his parents, Shobu Samurai returns home seeking vengeance, but instead faces the choice to save his home from shadow creatures, blood beasts, and an organization once thought dead. Shinry's Shobu Samurai starts at $9.99. And if you love anime, manga, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, Yu Yu Hakusho, Fairy Tail, Shaman King, Rave Master, Zatch Bell, anything like that, the Shinry series is definitely the series for you. You'll definitely want to check it out. The Sword of Light is probably the thickest one so far. And then these books are two. This is Enter the Dread Zone Tournament. And the series original ending, Arado, the Legendary Conjuring Master. So, and I'll just show you guys some of the covers. Really proud of all of these. But I hope you guys check it out. If you don't like that, I also have the current published books for the Chronicles of Wayne, Love Be Damned, Cotton Candy, Full Moons, Fabled Lovers, A Cursed Virgin's Bite. If You Go Where Monsters Dance, Red will Rain Over Your House. Love Be Damned. Now, the Chronicles of Wayne is about a geeky guy or a nerdy guy in high school. His senior year, he has a crush on the hottest guy in school because, of course, he does. He's only got one best friend, and her name is Barb. Well, the hottest guy in school turns out to be a werewolf. And to make the story more interesting, he bites Wayne and turns Wayne into the first ever wolfman in the last 10 years. And because of that, it was also a sacred law that wolfman should never be created. I don't want to get into too much of the Chronicles of Wayne without spoiling it, but I can tell you it's very short. This one sells for $6.99, and Love BK's right after it. The ending of this trilogy, Love Be Liberated, comes out in October. So I'm going to definitely do a more full in-depth review of this one. But yeah, it's an LGBT fantasy fiction story about werewolves, vampires, white witches, a dark warlock, and, well, many, many more surprises to come. So if you guys like to read, I definitely recommend. These are all the books so far in the Shinry series, except for Shinry's Beginning. I do have that one, but it's just not here with me. But yeah, I appreciate a like, support, or just a review on Amazon. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.